A mistake I've made in a relationship, I would say, is not being vulnerable enough, not being willing to be open enough with my feelings, for the other person. And, the other person just really wasn't sure how I felt about the relationship, and so they weren't necessarily comfortable.
I'm Anitra with the Hotline and Love is Respect. I'm here with Brande from Madame Noir. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
And we're continuing with the What's Love Got to Do with this series, and I just put Brande in the hot seat. And one thing that you brought up I thought was like really interesting and important was the question about the biggest mistake and being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
No,
I know, right? Yeah, that's being vulnerable. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I just felt like it resonated with me. I was like, oh my God, I said the same thing. Like being vulnerable, not being open, afraid to kind of like talk about my feelings or whatnot.
Absolutely.
So my partner felt like I didn't care about them. But it was like, I'm here.
Exactly.
Like I'm in the relationship. That's me.
Exactly.
That's me caring. Like that's me showing my affection. So
exactly.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think on one hand, I do know I have some work to do in that area of just being more comfortable, opening up. And I think something I tried, like the beginning of last year is just like going with whatever is happening in a situation and not being disappointed because it's not going the way I wanted to, but just taking it for what it is in the moment. And I think part of the fear of vulnerability is like you're going to put yourself out there and it's not going to be reciprocated, and so I like to wait and see how you feel, and then maybe I can reciprocate, or not. But I also think the other part is like understanding love languages. Like for me, I'm not a big verbal person. Like I think part of that is I'm a writer. Already I could probably tell you something in text more than I can tell you
right now,
in person.
Yeah.
And I think in relationships, like I'm much more comfortable with like acts of service, like doing things to me.
Oh my God, you're me.
See,
oh my God.
you're me. This is good. Right. Doing things for people, for me is how I show, my affection. I feel like that tells you I care about you. Why else would I be doing this?
Right.
But on the flip side, other people's languages are different. They want to hear, words of affirmation and that sort of thing. And so I do think if the person, means enough to you, you do have to kind of push yourself out of that. And clearly I did not.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. And I feel like I didn't really get a lot of affection growing up. I didn't really see it. It wasn't something common in my family. That's not how we showed you that we loved you. In my family, we showed love by, if you need something, I got it. He needs this, I'll do this. Like, I do things for you to help you. That's how we show love. And so in a relationship, I feel like I experienced that so much. And my partner who, I had partners who were very affectionate, and the fact that I wasn't, it was just like, you don't love me. And it's like, no, I don't love you. It's just, that's not how I show my love. Like, I don't need that. So definitely like breaking down some of that has been tough. And one thing I've been trying to work on is that being okay with rejection, or being okay with, like you said, things not going my way. Because the scary part is like if you put yourself out there and you treat someone a certain way and they don't, reciprocate it, then like it breaks you.
Exactly.
And so I've had to learn to be like, okay, if I put myself out there and I don't get the result I want, how can I be okay with that as myself? How can I practice self-love and self-care? So like rejection doesn't really mean it's me. It's just I'm not for that person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's something, also last year. It was just like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a rejection of me, just because that person was like, no, I'm not checking for you.
I don't see it like that.
But it could be so many things, and it could just even be timing on their end or whatever, you just don't know. So it's a very hard thing. And I do think that's, like, men put themselves out there, I think, a lot more than women, and we're just not even used to being I think rejected in that way, or you think you get chosen and you do the rejecting. So when you have to learn how to deal with that, it's not easy.
It's not. It's like, wait, I'm a woman. You're not.
Exactly.
Something must be wrong with me.
Absolutely.
I think so. I think we have to learn, like as women, like not everything has to be for us, but it's not saying that it's not us. It's not like a reflection on you. It's just you may not be right for that person.
Exactly.
So being vulnerable is definitely something to work on.
And for me too, of realizing like men do need that. Like just because they're not as vocal even sometimes, or as emotional. Like men do still have emotional needs, and they do need that. And sometimes they don't say it till after they're done with you.
Right.
You're like, oh.
You're reflecting, and they're like, this is not going on. You're like,
tell you, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's been a lesson.
Awesome. That was great. That was great. Okay.